Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Diggersby. Diggersby is such a powerful Pokemon. It is one of the best anti-ghost / anti-steel types in the open Great League. It's just Diggersby has a very unique typing of normal and ground, which can often make it a bit tricky to team build around, but guys, if you can get the right components around Diggersby, my goodness, is it powerful in the open Great League. So, Diggersby is going to be serving as the closer on this team, and will definitely handle the Ghost and Steel types alongside good old Umbreon on the safe swap. Umbreon is here to draw out any potential fighters. You want to draw out any sort of fighter with Umbreon, and Umbreon can serve as a very, very good generalist in the open Great League. And this team, I'm telling you guys, is not lacking in the bulk department, I must say. And also on this team, we've got Defense Form Deoxys on the lead. So our back two Pokemon are going to protect Deoxys from the ghost types. And Deoxys is going to protect the back two Pokemon from the fighters in the Great League. Deoxys always a solid lead option anytime in the Great League. But without further ado, before we dive into the featured set of the video, we are starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go. Picking up a very tricky lead in Shadow Victory Bell. So, I had a sneaking suspicion that our opponent was fresh off of the Math Magic 10 stream where he was running this team for all of his sets. And here we go, right on cue. It leads with Shadow Vic, has Medicham and Bastiodon in the back. Pretty solid team to climb with, I must say. So we go into Umbreon, and we do draw out that Medicham. That's what we wanted to do, guys. This is what Umbreon is on this team to do. And even with a type disadvantage, much like Galarian Stunfisk, Umbreon can absolutely hold its own in the Great League. As we see here, Umbreon is giving Medicham all it can handle in this mid-game matchup here. We, of course, do not shield anything. This Medicham is running Power Up Punch. So we just let Umbreon go down. We try to do as much damage as we can. And I'm really hoping that this foul play KOs. But no, the Medicham hangs on with 1 HP. You gotta be kidding me. But that is okay. We did grab a shield advantage with our Deoxys, and we are going to look to grab that final shield with the threat of the Psycho Boost on this Victory Bell here. Going to tank this. We tank that, no problem. And we will get to this Psycho Boost. This absolutely has to get the shield if they want to hang on to their Victory Bell. And they generally do, as Victory Bell can really put out the damage. So it's Diggersby time, guys. We've got a 2-shield advantage, and we are going to look to get rid of this Victory Bell as we say bye-bye to the Shadow Vic. And there it is, right on cue, reading the team to perfection. This was the Math Magic 10 team from his Twitch stream. Shouts to Math Magic, very solid player. That's going to be a good game, well played. So for these first few battles, guys, I had forgotten to TM away Rock Slide from my Deoxys back from the Retro Cup. But this is one of the situations where Rock Slide actually comes in handy in the open Great League, guys. We got a Flaming Bird of Terror on the lead here, so since we have the Rock Slide, might as well go for it, and we grab that shield. That is amazing. Gonna tank whatever this is. If it is the Brave Bird, not a big deal. We do live a Brave Bird, and it is the Brave Bird, so now we get switch advantage. They've got a Sableye, so we go into our Umbreon. Slight misplay. The slightest of misplays. Diggersby is the best answer to Sableye, as you are double resisting this fast move pressure, whereas Umbreon only single resists. But that is a very, very slight misplay. This is still just fine here. We do still have a shield advantage, and we did tank that return from the Sableye Umbreon. It is about as bulky as a Pokemon gets. In fact, all three of these Pokemon are about as bulky as Pokemon get. This has got to be one of the bulkiest teams I've ever put together, I must say. Gonna tank this again, and we tank 2 returns from one of the harder hitting Pokemon in the meta. Umbreon is insane, guys. Gonna go for this foul play here, and we did overload on energy by quite a bit, which will allow us to get to one last foul play to really put the pressure on this Talonflame here. They let it go, that's okay. So what we're gonna do is we had some energy on our Deoxys. We were one counter off from a Psycho Boost. We really want to put the pressure on this thing here, and we grab that final shield. That is amazing. It's Diggersby time, guys. Gonna find out if Diggersby can bring this home for us. Gonna call this, even if it is a Brave Bird, we do tank it. It's just a Flame Charge. That is amazing. So, when Diggersby is up against the Talonflame, you kind of just have to go for the Earthquake. And we were really working to get this Talonflame within Earthquake range. And I think it is. So that's the beauty of Diggersby. It can do a lot, even when it has a type disadvantage. And here we go. They've got a Jellicent left in the back. So we're going to go for this Earthquake here. Shields are down on their end. It does not KO, but it does do quite a bit to the tanky Jellyfish here. And they are overloading by quite a bit. And right here, guys, for a split second, I'm thinking, are you the one Jellicent running Ice Beam? And it is! We, of course, get the one Jellicent in the Great League running Ice Beam. Holy smokes. But that is just a testament to Diggersby with its bulk as we say bye-bye to the Jellicent. Guys, Diggersby is insane. Hanging on from the Ice Beam long enough to close the game strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I always have a fun time whenever I get a chance to run Diggersby. It is so strong. And here we go, picking up a terrible lead in Cofagrigus. Gonna go right into our Umbreon safe swap. And they're staying in a little bit, loading up on energy, I presume. Yeah, they were looking to bank some energy as they make a play into a Nidoqueen. So this is okay, pretty neutral matchup here. You just go for the foul plays. And they're going to go for a Poison Fang to lower our defense a little bit, but that is okay because we are quite bulky here with our Umbreon. We go for foul play number 1 and going to go for foul play number 2. Umbreon is quite spammy with Snarl, foul play. It is a thing of beauty, and we're going to look to build up to another foul play. Really put the pressure on this Nidoqueen here. We tank another move, no problem. It is just another Poison Fang. Gonna go for this foul play. This will KO and allow us to flip switch advantage if they let it go through, but they shield. So we're gonna clear those debuffs on our Umbreon. Clued us in. They might be pretty weak to Umbreon on this team. As we can see, they do have one ghost type here. So we look to draw back out that Cofagrigus. Gonna go for the Psycho Boost. We were only gonna get to one move. They were not going to allow us to double up, so that is okay. The Shadow Ball doesn't quite KO, but it does give them quite a bit of farm, which is unfortunate. But that is okay. Umbreon can easily absorb all of this damage. It's all resisted coming from Cofagrigus. Not a problem. They do go for the Shadow Ball. Does a decent amount of resisted damage, but not enough to take us out, allowing us to get to another foul play. This will absolutely KO the Coffin. We say bye-bye to the Cofagrigus. And they've got a Sableye left. Holy smokes, guys. They were double weak to Diggersby. That is insane. Oh, man. That's the thing with Diggersby. Not a lot of people team build and plan for it because you don't see it all that often because it's tricky to build a team around. But I've been determined ever since I dropped the investment on Diggersby to build a solid team around it. And I think we've got one here. As we grab that shield from the Sableye, we are double resisting the Shadow Claws, and we can tank a move, but we're going to shield. Got to shield at some point, fully anticipating a catch, so we hold off. We don't throw our energy. They do come back in with the Nidoqueen, so we're just going to get rid of it with a Fire Punch. They tried to catch an Earthquake on the Nidoqueen. Not going to happen, guys. We were expecting that. So now we go for the Earthquake here on the Sableye. It's going to do quite a bit of damage to the Sableye. Holy smokes, Diggersby. We tried to catch here, but they hold on to their energy as well. But those Snarls did quite a bit to the Sableye. All we have to do is shield this up. It is just another foul play. They do have another one, but guys, Diggersby is quite bulky, and that's not gonna cut it, guys, as the Mudshot does take out the Sableye. Valiant effort from the lone Sableye trying to put its team on its back. That is okay. Good game, well played. Had to start it off right with some fun bonus battles as we move into the featured set of the video. Picking up an okay lead in Galarian Stunfisk. They swap into an Azumarill, so whenever they do this, guys, you gotta always be reading your opponent's team, or at least doing your best to. So they safe swapped in Azumarill. This is why you want Thunderbolt, guys, for Azumarill and all the other strong water types in this meta. Thunderbolt allows you to beat Azumarill in even shield scenarios. They go for the Ice Beam bait there. That is okay. But what I was getting at with team reading, guys, they led Stunfisk. They safe swapped Azumarill. You have to understand that there's a very strong and popular team cup that consists of Stunfisk, Azumarill, and Trevenant. So we are hard reading that there is a Trevenant in the back, and that is looking really good for our backline. They aggro swap back into the Stunfisk, so that means it's Diggersby time. Diggersby, one of the strongest answers to a Galarian Stunfisk in the Great League. We tank an Earthquake, no problem, as Diggersby is super bulky, guys. Gonna go for the Earthquake here. They do have one shield remaining. They may not want to shield it, may think that we're baiting, but we're not baiting, and we're going for that Earthquake, and that does a lot of super effective damage. And we're just going to put the Stunfisk out of its misery with a Fire Punch, and they do let it go. That is amazing. They will likely come back in with the Azumarill, as that's a pretty decent answer to a Diggersby. We are still relatively healthy, and they do come back in with the Azumarill. The Azumarill did have a move. They were definitely at an Ice Beam, but it doesn't KO, as Diggersby is quite bulky. We will not make it to an Earthquake, so just gonna do as much chip damage as we can with a resisted Fire Punch on the Azumarill as we go down. So now we can come back in with our Deoxys, and this Azumarill is definitely within Psycho Boost range. So gonna go for the Psycho Boost, and they do let it go. Oh, they might think that they have us dead to rights with the Trevenant, but they don't. We had an Umbreon in the back, and it's lights out for our opponent. That Trevenant did not stand a chance against Umbreon. Good game, well played. Oh, Diggersby is amazing, guys. It core breaks a lot of very common teams in the Great League. Teams like this that lead with Bastiodon, guys. You always got to be thinking the Basti Medicham core, and we made a massive misplay here, guys. I was not expecting them to safe swap into the Medicham. Of course, whenever you see a Bastiodon lead, you've got to be thinking Bastiodon, Sableye, Medicham. That is the most common team that leads with Bastiodon. And I was expecting them to safe swap the Sableye, because that is the safe swap on this team. But instead, they threw us completely for a loop and safe swapped the Medicham. In that case, you want to stay in with Deoxys, because Deoxys has a clean win over Medicham. Deoxys sort of big brothers Medicham in even shield scenarios. So we kind of fell on our face a little bit here. Our opponent threw us off by safe swapping Medicham. You never want to do that, because you're just asking to be met with a ghost type. But that is okay. We press on. We tank that boosted Psychic from the Medicham. No problem. We don't want to take any more damage, so we're going to go for the Thunderbolt here. And that'll definitely KO the Medicham. Switch timer's up. Not expecting the Basti. There it is. Sableye right on cue. So it is the ever so popular Bastiodon Medicham core with Sableye on the safe swap. And we've got just the answer for a Sableye in the form of Diggersby. We tank that foul play. And we're going to go for a Fire Punch bait. The Sableye has to shield, guys. That Bastiodon is dead in the water when there is an opponent, when it's faced with a Diggersby. So Diggersby can absolutely handle the remainder of this team. It did work out in the end, as we did get the fighter out of the way. They aggro swap it back into the Bastiodon just to catch some energy, but that's okay. We wanted to throw an Earthquake on the Basti anyways. And we're going to look to set up a catch of our own if we can, because our Diggersby is getting a little low. So we're going to throw this Fire Punch, and then immediately look to catch on our Deoxys as the move registers. And here we go, right on cue. We're catching the flamethrower onto our Deoxys, and the Basti did go down. They undercharged that. They did not fully charge it so that they could get some more farm on their Sableye. They're playing to win for sure as they do take us out. And now we're back in it with our Diggersby. We are even on shields, gonna let this go. We tanked that, no problem. And they cannot farm down, guys, so gonna bait again. They cannot afford to let an earthquake get through, and we are banking on that. So we're baiting and grabbing that final shield, and they will get to another move, but all we have to do is shield this up, of course, and we will absolutely make it to the earthquake, which will absolutely be more than enough to send the Sableye packing as we say bye-bye to the Sableye. Diggersby closing the game strong yet again. It is quite the closer in the Great League. It is fascinating to see. That's going to be a good game. Well played. So as you can see, guys, Diggersby can be quite formidable if you use it correctly on the right team in the Great League. It's a thing of beauty. Here we go. Skarmory lead, pretty neutral lead for us. They give up switch and make a play into a Shadow Grand Ball. So we're going to stay in here a little bit and really put the pressure on this Grand Ball. We're going to look to go for back-to-back Psycho Boost. They have to shield this. Grand Ball is quite squishy, especially in its shadow form. Gonna go for Psycho Boost number 2, and then look to make a play into our Diggersby. They do let the second one go, as it has been debuffed, and here we go. They're going to go for a move. If they go straight for the close combat and debuff themselves like they did there, all we have to do is shield that like we did and farm this thing all the way down. It will not make it to another move. It made the farm down easier because they debuffed their defense by 2 stages by throwing that close combat as they make a play back into the Skarmory. We loaded up on energy, fully expecting the Skarmory, and we can go for these super effective fire punches on the steel type Umbreon. Skarmory. My goodness, I need another cup of coffee. Holy smokes. Skarmory. So we do go for another fire punch, and they've been farming for days. This could be a Brave Bird. We're going to shield this, and if they do, again, they debuffed their defense by 2 stages. We were going to farm down, but they didn't let that happen. They make an aggressive play into a Shiftry, running the Community Day fast move of Bullet Seed, and we've got just the answer for the Shiftry. Guys, I bet you they're hoping and praying that we've got a Community Day Umbreon with Psychic. That's the only reason to not top left this one, and hope like heck that we are running Psychic. But no, we're not. We're running the right move in the form of Last Resort. You never want to run Psychic Umbreon. It is terrible up against opposing dark types. This is the one reason why you run Last Resort, because when you're trapped against an opposing dark type, there is nothing more demoralizing than having Psychic on your Umbreon. As we say bye-bye to the Shiftry, and it's lights out for that Skarmory. It had very low health. It was over as they concede the match. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. This team was a lot of fun and was wildly effective in the Great League and still is. And here we go, pretty positive lead in the form of Toxicroak. We're just going to look to build a back-to-back Psycho Boost, but they don't want to stick around for that nonsense with Deoxys, so they make an aggressive play into an Azumarill. And again, this is why you want Thunderbolt on your Deoxys for these tanky water bunnies known as Azumarill in the Great League. And they did tank that Thunderbolt, so we're going to shield out the Play Rough and look to flip switch here. Ideally, of course, we would want our Deoxys on that Toxicroak, so we want to preserve a little bit of health here. They shield, so we're going into Diggersby. They're trying to take us out, but that is okay. We're going to look to take out this Azumarill with our Diggersby. They did build up to a Hydro Pump, and we're tanking the Hydro Pump. Diggersby, super bulky, insane, guys. Diggersby is insanely bulky. It is a thing of beauty. Gonna go for the Earthquake, take out the Azumarill, and they're fully expecting that Toxicroak to come back in. I don't think that we will make it to another Earthquake, so just gonna get off what damage we can with a Fire Punch. They can tank this, but if they want to shield, that's fine too. No, they let it go, and they're going to look to counter down. So we did preserve health on our Deoxys, and we've got it back on this Toxicroak here. Gonna tank whatever this is. We really want to either grab that last shield or take this thing out with a Psycho Boost. I think they tried to catch it on an Alolan Sand Slash, but no, it's gonna work to their disadvantage because we're catching this on our Umbreon, and we did bank some energy on our Deoxys. We wanted to get some counter damage in, but we were taking super effective damage as well in the form of the Community Day fast move of Shadow Claw. So that was a bit of a double-edged sword there, but it is okay. We do have loaded energy on our Deoxys if necessary, and gonna look to get rid of this Sand Slash. This Foul Play does not KO. So we're gonna look to overload a little bit. We want to have some energy to really threaten that Toxicroak left in the back. We tank an Ice Punch, no problem. And they do get to another Ice Punch. This thing is super spammy, but we are resisting this fast move pressure. We do tank that Ice Punch there and gonna look to go for a Foul Play. Now, the question is, can we get to a last resort, and were they keeping track of our energy, guys? We get to the last resort because Umbreon is so bulky. I don't know if they know. No, they called it. They probably thought that we were going to go for the Foul Play, but they let that go. So Umbreon closes it strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Oh, this team is so strong, guys, but as strong as this team is, it's definitely not without its weaknesses, as with all teams. And here we go, Shadow Nidoqueen lead. Very tricky lead, just because the damage output from a Shadow Nidoqueen is insane. Oh, the damage output is so insane. So the way I like to play Nidoqueen leads is I like to go for the back-to-back Psycho Boost. The first one will undoubtedly grab the shield, especially as a Shadow. They have to shield it, and I do go for the second one, but they catch onto a Vigoroth. So this is tricky. I was expecting a Sableye in the back, but they're running because Nidoqueen often comes paired with two Dark types. It's a very popular team comp in the Great League and in the Ultra League. It's Nidoqueen Double Dark. So, but no, they're not running the Double Dark version. They're running a Vigoroth in the back. That is obviously terrible for our back two Pokemon. And I'm hoping like heck that there isn't a Scrafty in the back, because it's generally Scrafty as the second Dark type. Usually Sableye and Scrafty, but as we see here, this battler is running Vigoroth in the place of Sableye, it seems. So playing this out to the best of our abilities, we are going to get rid of the Vigoroth with our Umbreon. And we do still have some energy, but yeah, there it is. They've got a Scrafty. This is bad news, guys, because our Deoxys took a lot of damage from that Nidoqueen. We were expecting a combo play, so we swap into our Diggersby to catch this resisted damage, but it does apply a debuff to our defense, which is not good when they have a counter user on their team. And we're going to shield this up. Could be an Earth Power, but they bait us with a Poison Fang. So we are now double debuffed on our defense. Going to get rid of this pain in the rear end known as Nidoqueen. Bye-bye, Nidoqueen. And now we're in a really rough spot. Our defense has been lowered by 2 stages, and they're going for a Power-Up Punch, which is going to boost their attack output. These counters are really starting to chunk, guys. Got to go for an Earthquake and likely grab that final shield, but it is not trending in the right direction for us, my friends. We are, this could be a bait, and it is a bait, so we top left. Not here for that nonsense, guys. Yeah, Nidoqueen with 2 counter users in the back is definitely gonna do it for this team. So they do take that one. Good game, well played to them. And that is the team, my friends. So, very solid team, unless you're met with mon for mon hard counter like that. Of course, you're going to lose every time. There's just nothing you can do about that. But when you get a fair shot in the battles, this team can do very well, guys. It's a very strong team for the Great League. So you lead with Deoxys. Deoxys, of course, weak to the ghost types. So we've got 2 excellent answers to all of the strong ghost types in this meta. in the form of Umbreon on the safe swap and Diggersby to close it strong. So the two back Pokemon protect Deoxys from the ghost types on the lead, and Deoxys protects the two Pokemon in the back from the fighters, guys. Very cohesive team. All the moving parts work beautifully together, and it definitely makes for a fun time. Guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.